Right, and I do want to say this too, because for the audience, the Knights Templar still exists up to here, 1914 in Trench Crusade. But here's the thing: if you're joining the Knights Templar, you have to be sure you die in warfare, because if you don't, if you die from sickness or anything else besides fighting the forces of hell, then what happens is that you're dragged into hell. Because what happened is that when you join the Knights Templar, the church, as punishment for what the Knights Templar have done in the First Crusade, quote unquote, they etch these runes into your organs and into your bones that if you were to die outside of warfare, then you get dragged into hell as punishment. And it's like, okay, I'm mixed about that. It's like that sounds pretty, grim and dark and metal. But at the same time, too, it's like, wouldn't that be taking away their free will? Or, here's the thing. If that happens, why would anyone want to join the Knights Templar if that's what's going to happen if you die? It's
That's
like,
kind of stupid because their sins and would be enough for them to get dragged into hell. They don't need extra help.
yeah, that's the thing. And this is something the church emphasizes too. You're not dragged into hell against your will.
Yeah, you walk into it
It's
in a
like
way.
It's like all these visions where people are shown, hell and, the horrors within it. At the same time, after the visions, especially after the whole lay Fatima thing, the Virgin Mary tells the children that's because some of these souls don't have people praying for them. And here's a prayer that you can do to help people to lead them all into heaven, especially those in most need of thy mercy. That's an actual lay Fatima prayer, and it's like that is emphasizing that God wants everyone into heaven. He doesn't force you into there.
So yeah, it's kind of like very, that's just borderline on, anti-Christian by that point. um,
It's like using runes to force people into hell. What do you
yeah,
mean by that?
that sounds like black magic.
And the only justification I can see why that would exist if you're joining the Knights Templar out of punishment.
Yeah.
Y-
Here's the thing: if they are like, I must die in battle to atone for my sins. That's okay in a way. That's kind of like the very, well, not the idea behind a crusade per se, but there is atonement through combat.
mhm.
Atonement through military service, through by subjecting yourself to the suffering and hardships of the military campaign. But yeah, that seems like incredibly unnecessary. I think their shame would be enough.